In 1791, the Second Amendment was put into the Constitution. The Second Amendment is the right for people to keep and bear arms, and their rights shall not be infringed. My job today is to persuade you all how gun control does not work. What is gun control? Gun control is the regulation of selling, owning, and the fair use of guns. Today I'm going to take you guys through 3 points. Of why gun control does not work. My first point being, knives actually kill more people in America than rifles do. And I know this because the FBI did a survey in 2013, and 285 rifles were used to murder people in 2013. While you might think, wow, that's a lot. If I ban rifles, I could save 285 lives. Well, knives killed 1,490 people. So statistically, that's almost 5 times more than rifles do. A specific rifle is an AR-15, which is a huge gun control candidate. Federal government's going back and forth. Obama, he hates them. And they're trying to ban them because it's considered a weapon of murder. But as you can see, the statistics in the rifle categories are only 285 compared to knives at 1,490. And this gun is so popular because it's customizable to anybody. They can do whatever they want with it, home defense or hunting. Now my second point would be gun control takes guns away from law-abiding citizens. So you're not really helping solve any gun problems, you're just taking them away from people that actually could use them. If a robber goes inside someone's house, you have the right to protect yourself or protect your family. And some of you might be thinking, man, that might just be an opinion. Like, what am I talking about? I'm just some crazy guy. But about a week or two ago, all of you know, the Paris attacks from ISIS, when ISIS went in and killed at least 129 people, according to Heavy News. And Paris and France are actually gun-free zones. They're heavily regulated with no guns. So the thing that wanders in my mind is, could that have been changed if they had guns? I mean, you can make an argument either way. It could possibly have happened. But in light of this, Texas has actually taken action, and in 2016, they're passing an open carry law where open carry is you can take a gun pretty much anywhere in Texas, and it's legal. As well as in August of 2016, they're going to have open carry concealed carry on campuses, to where, like in a campus right now, you could have a student with concealed carry, whereas in Oregon, when the students come on campus and want to threaten people and kill people, that you can stop that. And Texas is making sure that this shouldn't happen to them, but if it does, they're going to be ready. And another point is taking guns away from people that rely on guns for food. Like in Alaska, they hunt a lot, and that's where a lot of their food comes from, and a lot of where their income comes from. In conclusion, I want to end with a story. About 20 years ago, when I was just a thought, my dad and my uncle lived next to each other. They were neighbors. And my dad was a gun owner, and my uncle wasn't. And they just one day had a conversation about guns in general. And my dad had asked, or would you get a gun? Just certain questions that pertain to the subject. And my uncle responded with a pretty interesting quote. It was, "Why would I get a gun when I live next to you?" And to me, that really hit me, because I was thinking, even people that maybe don't like guns, and maybe people that don't have guns, they know that in order to be safe, you need them. God bless America.
All right, Sandra, what did you think?
I think that your attention part was good. I feel like attracted to the topic. Also, I heard transitions, and I knew what we're gonna talk about. Um, I would like to know more about how gun control um, will help the France effect, because I don't know if people will have their guns carrying all day with them and helping them to be safe. And I like your example about the campus attack in Texas and everything. I think that even though I'm against guns, I really think that sometimes they're helpful. I hope. And I feel that you kept connecting with the audience, and you were looking at us, and with your stories, I felt connection with you, and I really like how you were talking through the whole speech.
Okay. Yeah, most of the delivery things I think are pretty good. Your voice is enthusiastic, and there's a lot of variety there. You usually speak to us. I'd agree with that. I know that you enjoy sharing your opinion and speaking up, so you're not shy about those kinds of things. You do a pretty good job on that. I do think you need to develop your argument a little bit more. I thought you got a little bit sidetracked on the issue about open and concealed carry laws, and you needed to be clearer about that and explain how that's going to be beneficial more effectively. I think you could make your argument about a claim of fact that says either open carry or concealed carry laws in California would substantially improve the crime situation or protect us more effectively or something like that. And I think that there's a lot of argument that gets made on those sorts of things. There's a lot of information to support those points. You kind of keep it at a very general level. It's a hypothetical about what would happen in Paris if they had those kinds of laws. And it's not really discussed in much detail what's going on in Texas, except that they have this proposal. So how is that supposed to fix a problem? There's data that says places that have these sorts of things have more or less crime, that kind of thing. And I think that you needed to build that argument a little bit more. I thought that there was a very clear statement at the beginning of the speech of what your purpose was, and it sounded like you were going to have a pretty strong preview, but you only tell us what the first point's going to be, and then we kind of have to figure out what the rest of the points are as you go along. And I don't think that you're as clean and consistent in identifying those points as you need to be. Like I said, I also think that there needs to be a lot more research into the presentation. I think you've missed opportunities to take some pretty important information about self-defense issues, about people having access to guns and crime rates and those sorts of things, and build an argument here. As a consequence, it just kind of it stays at a very hypothetical level. All right. I am wondering, what is the gun proposal that is going to take guns away from hunters in Alaska? If there is a particular thing that's going to be a problem, I think you should identify what the proposal is. I just heard a debate last night on the the president's policy is the time is now plan is how he refers to it. And having heard that debate, I'm trying to figure, well, what in that plan, what would prevent people from being able to take care of themselves, hunting and surviving and that sort of thing? And I'm not exactly sure that I know, either from what they said last night or from what you said just now. So I think you need to suggest, here's something that somebody has proposed and it would have this harmful consequence, as opposed to, here's something that nobody's really talking about, but boy, if we did it would be a bad thing. That's not a very convincing hypothetical. All right. Thank you.